Now that we've talked about the biological causes, what influences our behavior, the cultural causes and influences on behavior, and differences between males and females, what can we conclude? Well, first off, let's talk about biology and culture. Evolution and culture should not be seen as competitors. Everything social and psychological is ultimately biological. Others' expectations influence us only because we're biologically programmed to be influenced by others. Biology and culture also interact. Genes respond adaptively to our experiences. For example, environmental stimuli can activate genes to change the brain. Overall, the science of epigenetics suggests that environmental factors shape lifelong biological changes, showing that nature and nurture work together, not independently. Biology and experience also interact when biological traits influence how the environment reacts. A cultural norm that males should be taller than their female mates, for example, only 1 in 720 married couples in the US violates this norm. Given that men tend to be taller than women, if people preferred partners over their own heights, tall men and short women would be without partners. So this cultural norm is going to reflect this biological tendency that's innate. Eagley and Wood in 2007 and 2013 theorized how biology and culture interact to predispose a sexual division of labor. Men, because of their biologically endowed strength and speed, tend to be found in roles requiring physical power, and women's capacity for childbearing and breastfeeding inclines them for more nurturing roles. Now, even though biology predisposes men and women to this particular division of labor, the behavior of men and women is sufficiently malleable, changeable, that individuals of both sexes are fully capable of carrying out organization roles at all levels. So biology and culture interact. Let's talk about the power of the situation and the person. The situation, our culture, what's going on around us, would fully explain our behavior if we were passive. But we as people, we are not. We act, we react, we respond, we get responses, and that is why the power of the person is just as important. Social control, the power of the situation, and personal control, the power of the person, do not compete with each other. Explanations of both kinds are valid. Social situations do profoundly influence individuals, but individuals also influence social situations. The two are going to interact, and this interaction occurs in at least 3 ways. For example, a given situation often affects different people differently. You can put 2 different people in a particular situation and they're going to react differently to that same situation. Because we perceive situations differently, we respond to them differently. Additionally, people often choose their situations. Most people choose a social world that reinforces their inclinations. And then finally, people also create their situations. If we expect a behavior from somebody, as we've talked, like for example, with the self-fulfilling prophecy and how we can elicit particular behaviors from people, we can actually act in such a way that causes them to behave in that way. So the person is powerful, right? The person is powerful and it can impact the situation as well. We create and we are created by our cultural worlds. It is an interaction between these 2 things.